There's this quiet assumption baked right into the foundation of modern AI. The builders out in Silicon Valley, they just assume we have fast, unlimited internet. They assume we've got a massive API budget and that our power grid never ever blinks. But for millions of brilliant minds across our continent, that assumption isn't just some minor inconvenience, it's a wall, a massive wall.
Picture a student in Nigeria trying to train a model, and suddenly the grid just goes dark. Or an engineer in Tanzania, where cloud computing literally costs more than rent. Think about a clinician in Senegal who desperately needs predictive data, but there's simply zero bandwidth to send patient records to some server in Virginia. Look, this is our reality. It's not a skills gap, it is absolutely not a talent gap. It's an access problem. And the best part? We can totally solve it. Which brings us to a mission-critical directive, the Africa Deep Tech Challenge 2026. The premise here is radical, sure, but it's completely necessary. We need to build AI specifically for the hardware that millions of us on the continent actually have sitting on our desks right now, not tomorrow's hypothetical hardware, today's. So let's pivot for a second. On one side, you've got this massive cloud supercomputer. On the other, a standard 8GB local laptop with integrated graphics, zero cloud connection. Now, most of the world looks at that laptop and just sees the limitation. We need to reframe that. That constraint, it's actually our ultimate strategic advantage. Building for an 8GB machine forces you to do lean, hyper-efficient, absolutely brilliant engineering.
Here's exactly what this challenge is asking us to create. A fully working on-device language model application built from start to finish. Zero internet required. You get to choose your battlefield from 7 specific domains: healthcare, agriculture, math, coding, creative writing, enterprise, or AI agents. Pick one of those. Build it end-to-end. Bottom line, if it needs the cloud to function, it fails. Because when you're running on constrained hardware, every single byte matters. 50% of your score is going to be accuracy, meaning, the model actually has to work and give correct results. 30% is speed. Just how fast can it generate an answer on basic hardware? And the final 20% is memory efficiency. Every single optimization decision you make here could literally be the difference between winning and losing.
But keep in mind, the judges aren't just looking for sterile benchmark scores. No way! They want real-world applicability that speaks directly to our local context. If your solution solves a genuine, on-the-ground problem here in Africa, you're going to earn crucial bonus points. We're building for reality here.
And the stakes for solving this reality? They're massive. The grand prize for the team that cracks this the best is a cool $8,000 in cash.
But that's really just the top of the pyramid. The rest of the $16,500 prize pool breaks down into $4,000 for second place, $3,000 for third, and a dedicated $1,500 prize specifically for the best African use case. Plus, semi-finalists and finalists unlock some really valuable GPU credits. But look, let's be real, the money is just a byproduct. The true reward here is changing lives. It's democratizing AI for millions of people who've been entirely left out of the global conversation.
The path forward is completely straightforward. Just register your team of 1 to 3 people on DevPost, lock in the domain you care about the most, clone that submission template, and start building. Everything you need from hardware profiles to benchmarking tools is waiting for you right now.
The question is no longer whether we have the talent. The talent is already here. The only question left is this: what will you build?